welcome to my channel. My name is MJ if this is your first time. On this channel, we like makeup, beauty, and style. And if that's something that piques your interest, then I advise you to subscribe. This is a positive place. This is a safe place where we encourage each other and we inspire each other to stay confident and be confident. Okay. In this video today, we are going to be talking about the new Pat McGrath and Bridgerton collaboration 2. I have picked up the beautiful eyeshadow palette. I have picked up the gorgeous blush palette. Okay, I have some thoughts. Okay, I have some about this. Okay, so stay tuned. And I did go ahead and pick up 2 of the lipsticks. I did not pick up any of the body shimmers simply because that's not an item that I know that I would get much use out of, so I didn't bother. Okay, so if you want to see how I created both of these beautiful lips and see the lip combos, the blush combos, the highlighter, then stay tuned. My eyes are prepped, eyebrows kind of filled in with a little bit of brow powder, and we are going to be playing in the gorgeous new Bridgerton 2 and Pat McGrath palette. I'm so stinking excited. Mine just came in today, so I had to go ahead and sit down and film this video so that I could get it out to you guys. Okay, I have been waiting on this for a long time. And I'm really ready to play. I am going to dip into the shade. That's not it. Forbidden Amor. This purple shade here, and we're just gonna take that in the crease, and we're gonna see where that takes us. Okay. Not going to use the pink shade on either of my, and when I say the pink shade, I mean this other pink shade here, because the last palette, it was just pink and I don't want to be pink, so I'm going to focus on the plum shade and the different shimmer shades and finishes that we have. And I'm going to use that pink shade as a blush on one side, and then I'm going to use one of the blushes from my new blush palette on the other side, and we'll just kind of play like that. Quick and easy, that's how I like it, easy peasy. I like simple looks, I like quick looks. I don't like to spend a lot of time on my eyes at all, but I do like for my eyes to look very well put together and pretty, and I do them quickly and a little bit messy. As long as the colors are blended and they're aesthetically pleasing to me, then it's good enough for me, which is why I start with eyes first, because I can be as messy as I want to be, because I can clean it up, throw some liner and lashes on, and we're good to go, babe. Okay, now we're gonna go into my Mario by Makeup expensive highlighter, because y'all know this is what I like to use to kind of create a somewhat of a tacky or a sticky base for whatever shimmers I'm putting on the lid, and it reduces fallout. I'm kind of sure if y'all didn't pick that up. Yeah, I'm gonna pat that all over the eye. I'm going to take another finger and pick up any excess that I feel so that we can prevent creasing. Now I'm doing both eyes and both. I'm doing both eyes at the same time because that's what I want to do. We're gonna get this done. It's late, but I wanted to get this done and out. So I want to go into so the two shades that I want to use is I want to use this one and I want to use this one. So one eye will go into this gorgeous mint, and on the other eye will go into this gorgeous gold. We'll throw this in our inner corner and underneath our brow. We'll throw this on the cheeks and we'll tap this over both shimmers and we're gonna see what we get. Okay, now you know the plan. Let's go. So these are just little sponge tips applicators that I ordered off of Amazon. I'll put the link in the description box just in case you want to get you some too. I use these whenever I don't feel like using my fingers and getting dirty. Okay, so this eye is partially done and that's fine. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and add the shimmer to this side and then we'll go in and we'll do some blending, okay? Y'all understand. So pretty. Now we're gonna dip into a short smudger brush, a kind of short-haired, dense brush, like such, like so. And we're gonna dip into this purple shade, and we're gonna blend. Apply some eyeliner and then we'll get to the rest of the face. Okay, let's get to the rest of the face. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to prime with my Benefit Professional Hydrating Primer. My primer with a loose setting powder, so I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier loose setting powder in the shade Medium Deep, and I'm just going to kind of tap in there, and then I want to tap into my T-zone like such. I get asked a lot about these triangular powder puffs. I found them on Amazon. They're awesome. They're amazing. I'll leave the link to them down in the description box. So now I'm gonna go into my concealers. I never put foundation on like the very center of my face because I find that I get oily faster, and I don't know, my skin just responds better to just concealer in the middle of the face rather than applying another layer of product before the concealer. So yeah, that's what works for me. The way that I apply my concealer is I apply a brown toned one and I mix it with a golden toned one. Both have golden undertones, and then I use the lightest one in the center just under my eye. The brands of everything that I use and the names of everything, if I don't mention or to say it in this video, I promise they're in the description box, okay? But now I'm going to go ahead and go into what I use for contour. I use the Huda Beauty foundation stick in the shade Cocoa Bean for my contour, and it's really not contour because it's not cool toned at all. It's very red. I am a person who really enjoys a very warm or red contour, bronzer, whatever you want to call it, for the simple fact that that's how I naturally tan during the summer, during the warmer months, when I'm outside more, when I'm in the sun more. I turn red. My skin reddens as it deepens from the sun. So it's very fitting for me to use a very, very red toned bronzer or contour shade. This is my new favorite brush. I literally just got these. I used it earlier today to shoot some content, and it worked so well. Thank you, Huda. Okay, like this dome shaped tip of this brush is everything for getting all of this together. You will see. This side I'm going to use to buff out my contour. Very nice. So good. So yummy. So now I'm going to take this dome shaped side and I'm going to blend out my darker and my darker toned and my golden toned. I'm going to blend this out first, bring it out around the nose, down the nose, and so forth. And then I'm going to blend the center, my lightest shade concealer, which I believe is like in the shade Sand. The concealers I'm using are the Born This Way Multi-Sculpt. Ever since the first time I ever used them, I fell in love with them and I use them. I do not switch up. If it works, baby. And that's where I'm at with it. This brush is so good at just buffing and patting that product in. It gets the product in and around my nose. So good. Okay, now that we've blended that together, we're gonna go back in. I'm just gonna flip the brush and go back in, and I'm going to reinforce this bronzer just to make sure I have a nice blend where the concealer and the bronzer are meeting. The focus is more so on the outside, on the shape of the face, because I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of foundation on the forehead anyway. Okay, good. Now we're gonna go ahead and this is where I apply my foundation. I always mix my foundations. Ever since I started mixing foundations, I couldn't stop. If it's not 2 or more formulas, it's gotta be like a perfect match for me, or I'm not wearing. So today I'm gonna mix my Huda Beauty, the Luminous Matte, the latest one that she came out with. I'm gonna do 1 pump of that on my little mixing thing. I got this off of Amazon. If you're wondering, if you're curious, they have these. I'll put the link down in the description box. The second foundation I'm going to use is the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. This has a natural finish. It's a very, very beautiful formula, and it mixes so well with the Huda Beauty foundation, and it kind of gives me a little bit more work time and makes it a little more malleable to where it blends just a little bit easier. So the 2 different formulas create this beautiful finish. Pumps of that, see, 2 to 1. That's how I mix those. I mix more of the Bounce foundation, the Beauty Blender foundation, for the simple fact that it's a thinner formula, and the Huda Beauty is pretty thick, honey. Sometimes what I like to do, which I'll do now because I'm feeling a little extra, I'm gonna take some of these Suva illuminating drops, and I'm gonna put the smallest amount, y'all. I don't want to be looking like Tin Man. Woo. But I do want to give some nice luminosity to the foundation. So I'm gonna mix that right on in there like that. It just disappears, melts right on in. Now that we've blended out our foundation, again, I'm going to go back in with my contour brush, and I'm going to reinforce that contour and make sure that we have a good blend between the foundation and the contour shade. It's all about the blend. We do not want lines of demarcation, okay? We're going for a very soft, natural look as far as the base goes, because honey, these eyes are doing something else thanks to Auntie Pat. Okay, listen, it is a party on the eyes. For blush, I love a cream blush. I always use a cream blush. There's almost never a time that I don't use a cream blush. The staying powder of putting a cream blush on the skin before you set it is amazing. Is amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up some of this LYS cream blush in the shade Inspire. I just really love it. I use this almost every day. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go back in with my concealer brush, And I'm just going to lightly pat right where the concealer and the blush meet, just to make sure, just again, that there's a flawless blend and transition from concealer to blush. I do not like the lines. The lines of demarcation is a no, no, no. It's a no, no, no for me, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and set the... When I set my under eye, I like to go in with the pressed powder first. As of right now, I've been using the Makeupforever Matte Velvet Skin powder foundation in the shade Y375. I used this earlier today, so my apologies. It's a little dirty, but it's okay. It's just today. I like to use the flat edge. I'm gonna use that flat edge, and I am going to put it, look, pan, baby, pan. It's real over here. So I'm gonna pick this up. I ordered a new one at the sale. Anyways, I'm gonna take this and I'm going to just lightly kind of press that right under the eye. Like barely any pressure. Can you see that? Probably not. And then I do like a stamp to clean up my wing. That's how I clean up my wing. That's how I have always cleaned up my wing. I used to, that's not true. I used to use wet makeup wipes, and then I decided, nah, let me try this, and it works, and I kept going. I almost missed a step. I'm glad I caught it. So I'm gonna go in with a sponge, and I'm going to actually dab this sponge. It is dry. All my sponges are dry. I never use my sponges damp, or I just don't. I just use them dry. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually use this one I used earlier today, and I'm going to blot my smile lines, because you have to understand, with makeup, it's been my understanding that less is more. I have smile lines, and if I use less products, it will keep my smile lines at bay for much, much longer. So I use this in order to suck up any excess product that is left there, or can be or needs to be, or that can be or needs to be soaked up. And I'm telling you, ever since I started doing that, it doesn't completely prevent them. I still get my smile lines, guys, okay? It's a part of life. I smile a lot, I laugh a lot. It's just my personality, who I am. But they always ruin my makeup, and it makes me so mad. But I've noticed that if I blot that before I set it with my powder, wear time on my foundations and my products before my smile lines show up is so much longer. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up our little triangular powder puff again, and we're going to pick up some of that same setting powder, and we're going to lightly press that under the eye. You don't want to press hard, because you don't want to pick up or move any of the product that you've laid down already. So I'm literally just lightly patting, picking up product and lightly patting. That's it. That is it. How are we looking? Well, we're looking okay. Let me get around this nose. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna slightly dust the rest of the face with some Sephora microsmooth powder. I used to use the MAC one, and then Sephora came out with this one. And I noticed that it was light coverage and it was micro smooth, and it had really good reviews, and it was cheaper than MAC and still such great quality. So I figured I'd try it. So listen, honey, I tried it. This is my second one. So Sephora would have to discontinue this for me to go back. Okay? Because why would I spend more money for a product that's just as good? I don't know. And it's kind of the convenience because I'm always shopping at Sephora. I'm going to reinforce my smile lines because like I said earlier, they need all the help they can get. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to set my face for real with a loose setting powder. I'm going to use the Fenty loose setting powder in the shade Hazelnut. Why double powder? I'm an oily chick. I use lots of powders and I never look cakey. And when my natural oils kick in, oh my goodness, the skin is just so beautiful. My makeup, I love my makeup the most when it's in about hour 3 or 4. And the powders have kind of settled down and my natural oils, what in the hell? My natural oils have swooped in and done what they're supposed to do. It's just so beautiful at hour 3 and 4, which is one of the reasons why I don't use setting powder, because my natural oils make it look like skin. You know, they kick in within 30 minutes, honey. As long as my makeup is done and I got a little bit of a ride before I get to where I'm going, I'm not concerned or worried about looking powdery or cakey at all. It's never an issue or something that I've ever had to deal with. So yeah. So I always layer, if I'm going to layer my powders, I always do a pressed powder and then a loose powder. And it just works, honey. It just works. Before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and throw me some black liner in my waterline and I'll be right back. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to bronze the face. I like to mix bronzers as well. I like to mix the Iconic London bronzer in the shade, what is this? Warm Deep Bronze. It's very, very red toned. Like I said earlier, I love red, a nice red tone. I'm gonna mix that with the NARS Corimba, which is also very red, but it's a cooler red. And this one is very, very warm and red. And I find that if I mix them together, they mix beautifully, and they have just the right amount of red without almost looking blushy and without coming off too cool for me. Does that make sense? I hope so. Mixing now. Voila. Now we're gonna go ahead and we are going to go into this Eyeliner Cosmetics Brighten and Bronze Complexion Trio. It's in the medium one, and this is the one I've been using since these came out to contour my nose. I dip into the light, then I dip into the lip. I dip into the light and then to the dark, and then I start sculpting. Bronze. Now it's time to blush. So what I said I was going to do is I was going to use this shade here as a blush right here. So I'm going to use this shade here as a blush on this side, and then we're going to go in with, I think I want to choose, what color, y'all? Let's go berry. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I should try the deepest tone in here, or maybe this pinky tone. I really, really like this color though. Ooh. Either, let's go. So I'm gonna go into this one here. And I'm going to tap that over the cheeks. Ooh, okay. That's cute. Now, let's play in this one. And I really want to, what color do I want to use? I don't know if I want to go into this berry tone or if I want to go into this coral tone. I'm feeling like this coral tone is calling my name, so I'm going to go in. This is the one. Ooh, okay, I'm scared. Okay. Ooh, yum. Oh, packed. Yes. I'm gonna just throw it on this side too. Why not, right? That's super pretty. This coral toned one. What's the name of this coral toned one? I really don't know. Let's see. Budding Romance. Okay. So let me kind of. That's super pretty. Ooh, that is pretty. Do y'all see this? Get into this. Get into this right now. And I haven't even added highlighter yet. Honey, I almost broke it. I almost broke it. I threw it down. That was bad. That was really bad. Was I thinking? These are gorgeous. Hands down. These are absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, I would definitely be getting a lot of use out of this little booger. Okay, now let's try this highlighter. Let's see what this highlighter is talking about. It's got glitter in it, it looks like, too. No. Let's see. Oh! Okay. Alright, I wasn't ready. But that's on me. That is on me. I was not ready. That side was a little better, but I gotta add more so I can balance it out. That's actually really stinking cute. Like, I couldn't. That's super cute. So the last thing that I'm going to do before we get into these lips, I'm going to go ahead and set the face with the banana powder from that Alamar palette. I'm just going to kind of dip, and I'm going to pat this right under the eye. I absolutely, and down the side of the nose before I start raising the product. Let me finish getting through the demo, huh? And I love to do this last because it helps to blend or away any lines of demarcation if any of them showed up here in the midst of you applying your blush or your highlight. Okay, and then I like a bright under eye, so that's what we're doing. Okay, and we're going down the side of the nose. I'm also gonna take this down. I know I should have tied my hair up, y'all. I'm also gonna tap a little bit of this down the center of my nose. And this is how I highlight my nose. I don't like for my nose to be shiny or glittery. Okay, I don't like it or want it to poke out at you. Okay, it's fine. But I will use a nice matte or banana powder on it. It gives similar effect. Oh, y'all, I almost forgot my inner corner highlight. What am I doing? What am I doing? Hold on, y'all. We got a few more steps. Back to the palette. So let's voice, get it together. We're gonna go into this shade here and we're gonna pop that in the inner corner, and I'm also gonna buff that just under the brow. Then I do my inner corner highlights. I don't like to just put a spot here. I really like to kind of blend them into the lid of the eye so that it becomes one with the look. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. So let's brush out these brows before we fill them in. And what I like to do is, if I'm going to do an eyebrow highlight, I like to apply that prior to finishing the brow. And I don't like a lot underneath the brow. If I ever highlight my eyebrow, it's the slightest, smallest little amount, or it's just a matte or nothing. That's it. That's all we getting. We're going to put that right under that arch. Hey, look, boop. That's it. And tap that right under that arch. Okay, is that enough? Be extra, girl. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. I'm always dropping something every video. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it together. Don't even trip. Let me dry my eyebrows down real quick and we're gonna play in some lipstick. Nude Romantic 2 shade. Okay, that's really cute. I like it. And the formula feels really good on the lips. Oh yeah, that's cute. That's real cute. And here is Negligee. This one is pretty. This one is pretty too. I like it. I feel like I like the other tone better though. I've been really into cool tones lately. But this isn't bad though. I think it's really cute. I think the cool toned lip matches better with when I do the plum. But I feel like had I went more into that, this shade here, then this more pinky toned lip would have been, you know, beautiful with that. So I just have to keep that in mind. But, okay, lips. My final thoughts about this collection are, the collection is beautiful. You know, the audience for this collection is for those Bridgerton fans. That's obvious, okay? The collaboration, I think, was a great idea. I feel like it was a perfect match. I feel like the shades are beautiful. The formula is beautiful. You're going to get a beautiful, stunning look. Is it going to be pink? Yes. That's what Pat does. She gives us amazing formulas, amazing astral shades, and gorgeous shades of pink. Okay? But the cool thing about that is you'll never be without a blush, honey. You will never be without a blush, baby, because you can just use it for a blush. Furthermore, my favorite part of this collection absolutely had to be the blushes and the lipsticks. The formula feels so good for both. The blush is absolutely stunning. It's absolutely gorgeous. I used it here on this left side of my face, as you saw in the video, and I just cannot get over how beautiful these blushes blend out into the face, into the skin. They like melt and become one. That is absolutely gorgeous. So beautiful. Furthermore, I also really enjoy the lipsticks. I really like the formulas. These are actually my first Pat McGrath lipsticks. I've used her lip balms and stuff before, but I've never had one of her lipsticks. And this formula is great. It's amazing. It feels so comfortable and it feels so good on the lips. With that said, it was a win-win for me. I'm a huge Bridgerton fan. So for me, these are collector's items more so than anything. Yes, I'm going to use them because I paid my money for them, okay? And they're beautiful. What you talking about? Especially that blush palette. The blush palette and these lipsticks are about to get a lot of wear in my collection, okay, honey? But if you have a lot of Pat McGrath palettes already, I'm pretty sure you have similar shades or something close enough to it to where you'd be comfortable enough feeling like you didn't need this palette. I enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about these looks. And if you'll be picking it up, have you picked it up already? You know, let me know, okay? Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces.